Okay, the good news is for the poor. A lot of people are bringing up Martin Luther King Jr. Okay, we're not going to go in on his character. King David respected Saul, even though Saul was whatever. So an honorable person honors people, okay? So that's how we're going to do this. But I will say, with Martin Luther King Jr., it's written in this book, Walking Down Jericho Road, Martin Luther King's Last Stand, written by Professor Edub, that even Martin Luther King wasn't accepted in poor neighborhoods. And his last campaign was a poor man's campaign, okay? And so, anyways, I've been trying to reach the poor and try to figure this out for a long time. And the good news is for the poor. So that's the identity God literally prioritized invitations for. And so if you guys, perfect Christianity is bearing the burdens and being with them in their distress, the widowed and the orphan. Okay, so in all the identities he's validated, it just shows his heart for humankind. He says, blessed are those who mourn, the contrite heart, brokenhearted, the pure in heart, those who seek righteousness. You know, this is the Sermon on the Mount. You can look at all the identities he validated, and those are universal identities, y'all. This is what God, he's a good judge and a good God, and he sees this whole world, y'all. And so there's mercy and grace. I don't know to what extent your soul can be saved if you didn't confess his name. There's some real specifics. I just know he's a good judge, he's merciful, and he's an advocate, and he's powerful. And I personally says I confess with my tongue and believe in my heart that he's the Lord and Savior, God. So, anyways, I don't really want to talk about the rules of salvation. But I would say that Lazarus was brought up to heaven and he suffered his whole life. So what we need to be telling poor people is look, your life may suck. Your life may be absolutely miserable. And Jesus doesn't even promise you an easy life. But I will tell you, he prioritizes you, and your soul has a straight shot to heaven, and your level of humility towards him and believing in him as your savior, that's your straight shot ticket to heaven. So just the good news is for the poor. Lift up their hearts, encourage people. You matter. You're made in the image of God. We're all, how generous God is? He's giving, I didn't realize this, I'm just kind of taking off layers, but if you take a step back, be still and know I'm God. It's you guys, if you've ever had dreams about hell, you realize God is out here. If you have any good memories or any good thing or any decency or any peace, that is coming from God. And without God in this world and his essence and his sharing of his life, it reigns on the good and evil, it would be absolute hell. And that's the thing. There is a hell, okay?